Hey guys, so most of you already know who I am and what I'm about. A few months ago, I started a YouTube channel, just kind of talking about who I am and what I'm about and how I live my life. And so I thought I kind of, there's some of you that don't know, so I wanted to kind of give you a recap of it, like an extended version of it. So I'll start off by saying my name is Matt Budzak. I'm 28. I'm from Puyallup, Washington. I was born with multiple pterygium syndrome as well as scoliosis. Basically, the multiple pterygium syndrome is well, the joints in the back of your legs are um, like locked. I mean, they're like stuck in one position, so you don't have a whole lot of control in them. Um, you don't have a lot of function in them. I had it in my hands and my arms, but my legs were the ones that were really bad. I mean, on top of that, it's a lot of nerve damage too. So there was um, there was a lot of pain that came with that. I mean, a simple touch to it felt like it was on fire. So, um, but I had to wear like braces on them, but I had to do all this kind of stuff. And I used to do this thing where I would scoot on the ground, because I couldn't stand or walk or anything like that. I didn't have any control of that. Um, and so uh, I dealt with that for a lot of years until I was about 12 years old, and then um, I had to make the decision to have them removed because they were um, progressing in a very negative way, I guess, to the point where um, over time it was going to be very even more difficult for me to move around and stuff like that. So um, it was very, I mean, it was a lot of mixed feelings. I mean, back then, of course, you're talking about a 12-year-old, that's having to make that decision to have your legs removed. Uh, and at the same time, it's like, I I had no use of them, so it wasn't like I could do anything with them. I mean, I wasn't missing, you know what I mean? And so, um, I before that, I had several different surgeries to try to fix them. Um, in fact, I even had this giant uh, like bracket or bracelet that I had to wear, where they had big wings over the leg, and then you had pins that went through. And what it did is that it was supposed to slowly straighten out the leg um, to try to make it better, I guess. Unfortunately, it was not successful, which of course that sucked because um, it was a very long and painful process. Um, I mean, it was a lot of pain, because you had to take the Q-tips, right? You had to like clean the site, uh, the surgery site, so that it would stay clean. And man, that hurt. um, but it was what it was, and I did my best to deal with it. And I definitely, I think it was more like I was afraid of the unknown, like what would be the aftermath of the, after I got him amputated. So I got him removed, and they, were telling me all the things to expect, like this thing called phantom pain, which for a long time, I don't remember exactly how long, but it was for a few years. I remember it definitely. Um, the phantom pain was really high. I mean, meaning like it was really like, a lot of pain though. And over time though, I started to be able to kind of get used to it, kind of get it under control and everything, and so I um I, I remember uh, feeling I remember feeling like uh, kind of having sensations that my feet were there, but they won't. Um, let's see, I'll try to show you here. Cause still today, if I go like that, if I go like that, I can. It agitates the uh, the phantom pain, right? It causes it to, it's a phantom, right? I mean, it doesn't. There's nothing there, right? But you kind of feel it, and it's kind of like a. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's just a weird sensation that you feel. Um, but man, it took me years to get used to it. And of course now I am, it's I have my good days and bad days, but uh, I just try to uh, live the best possible life that I can, and now that I do not have my legs, I'm definitely able to do that. I'm able to live a much better uh, quality of life, and it's definitely intense. But somebody that's going through that, it'll get better. That's for sure. It'll take a while, but it'll get better, and you'll adapt, and you'll get used to it, and it'll be good. I also had scoliosis, um, which I had. Let's see if I remember right. It was like four. It was either like 4 or 5 titanium rib implants um, in my both sides of my spine, and I had to go in like I think it was like every 6 months and have them like lengthened. So I mean every 6 months you're like it's like a jimple, right? I mean you have to be you have to be operated on again and again and again, and the amount of scars, tissue, and everything's getting irritated, and so there's a lot of pain that came with that as well. I think that was like the biggest thing that I ever went through because it was like soon after my leg, so it was like I mean that was my childhood, Um, um, I mean it was like it was a lot of you know hospital visits and a lot of just a lot of crazy times. Um, but my my step parents, they always made it the best time. Uh, made the best of it for me. I got to go to uh, Disneyland and Disney World, and got to travel a lot when I was younger. So that definitely helped. I enjoy that. That's one of the things that I love doing is traveling, and I love anything to do with entertainment. Movies, video games, music, that kind of thing. And but unfortunately, scoliosis, it never really goes away. It's always there. You always feel it. It's just something that you have to um, get used to. I mean, it's that as well. I have good days and bad days. With most days I am fine and used to it. Then other days it's like wow. But it depends on how I move and what I do and all of that, and it's it is what it is, and but again, I'm good. I'm 28. And they said that I would never make it to past two, so here I am. Um, I let's see, I got two sisters, older. They're a little bit older than me. Um, I have a biological sister out there somewhere. At least that's what I've been told. I have no idea, where she's at, or even I don't I don't know if she's dead or in prison or what. I don't know anything. Uh, and I don't even know if my biological parents are alive or what. I don't know. Sometimes I think about it. Sometimes I think it's just kind of like you just want to know like who I mean what they're about. Who they are. Um, Unfortunately, I've heard stories about my biological parents, and unfortunately, they're not very good. I guess my biological dad was violent, and he was, a drug addict and alcoholic, and I guess my mom was had an addiction issue as well, um, and. So who knows if they're even alive? But I think one day, hopefully they'll reach out or something will come up, or I don't know. It's amazing, what could be found in today's world with technology and social media and everything. You never know. But like I said, I just try to live the best life that I can, and like I said, I have bad days and good days, but um, I was definitely had difficulties in school, as far as I guess keeping up with everyone else. I couldn't really learn. I had a lot of trouble with math and history and science. Um, in fact, I still don't know nothing about math. Oh man, I hate it. I hate math. I don't know. I just cannot. I hate math. But history, I do okay with history depending on what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna know nothing about what went on in the 1800s or something like that. But I definitely um, I enjoy watching the History Channel. I enjoy watching stuff on the History Channel, and I definitely I love science. So I grew up on MythBusters and that kind of stuff. So I love that. But I think I've just struggled, all my life with just, physical pain and as well as emotional pain as well. I mean, because that, when you go through what you went through, what I went through as a kid, it's kind of hard because through all that time, you meet all kinds of people. I mean, hundreds. I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of people in and out of my life. Um, some people really, really, really good people, awesome, and then other times it's like, I mean, they really messed me up. They really mess with my head, and unfortunately, there's some that even today, my I don't even think my step parents realize or even know uh, about some situations I would come across. Because you spend a lot of time by yourself. You're in the hospital and then you're at home, and everyone else is out there living their lives and all of that. So you're stuck at home recovering, or you're in the hospital, or anything like that. Um, but I definitely owe it all to my step my mom and my you know caregivers, and Seattle Children's Hospital. I mean, I without all them, I wouldn't be wouldn't be here today. So I try to be grateful for that. It's not always easy because again, I deal with depression. Um, I've gotten a lot better than what I used to. I used to have a lot of anxiety, a lot of bad tempo too, and I still have a bad tempo, but I'm much better at that than I used to. There's not a whole lot that could get me upset unless it's stupidity, or just something, somebody just messing with me. And that's one of the other things. And I'd be bullied in junior high a lot, not just by the kids, but the adults too. But um, some kids would like to, I had a power wheelchair, right, and I would just be going down the hall, and all of a sudden, this guy or this kid uh, I didn't have a lot of, I'm not a very strong guy, right, so somebody would uh, always like to grab my joystick, and they would force it back, right, they would uh, force it back, and 9 times out of 10 there would be somebody behind me, and I end up running into them, and then guess who got in trouble for that? Me. Uh, so I mean, just that kind of stuff, and um, I mean that's a whole little thing. I won't go into all that now, but um, I mean it's just a lot. Sometimes you don't think about, you know, all the other things you go through in life. You don't really think about that until all of a sudden you're sitting there one day in your house, and you just start thinking, and you're like, wow, like I went through all that, and here I am still still going. So sometimes that kind of helps. Um, when I turned 21, I definitely struggled with addiction after a while. I mean, by the time I was 24 or 25, I was pretty much a full blown alcoholic, I guess. And then on top of that, I got addicted to pain medicine, uh, which was crazy, right? Because I mean, my whole life was, I mean, I pretty much had every pain medicine there is out there. I mean, when you're in the hospital that much, and you have that many surgeries and that much pain and that much intensity, you get drugged up pretty good on whatever it is that they have. But it's crazy because I never got addicted to that. My whole life, not till I was in my 20s. And man, when I was in my 20s, I mean, it just skyrocketed. And I just went I just went nuts. And I'm clean and sober now. I've been clean and sober for like a year now, over a year. Um, and nowadays, um, well, of course, we're in this pandemic, and there's all kinds of this lockdown and stuff like that, and uh, I mean, it's definitely taking a toll. It's working on me, that's for sure. But I just can't go back to my old self and my past. I just because if I do, I won't make it. If I do it again, if I relapse, and if I go through all the anger, pissed off all the time, and you know, um, I'll never make it. If I do it again, I guarantee I won't make it. So and I want to live. There's all kinds of stuff that I think about that I have. I have my, as you can see here, I have my dog Max. Max, Max, hey, say hi. Anyway, he said hi. But anyway, yeah, and then I have my, I love video games and I love movies and music. Music is a big thing. That's like the biggest therapy for me. I mean, by some of the greatest rock and roll stars, pop stars, country singers. I mean, just mind blowing. I mean, some of these people I grew up with, rap stars and stuff like that. Some of these people I grew up listening to. So to see, uh, to kind of grow up listening to that, seeing where they're at now, and seeing that they still got it. I mean, my all-time favorite rapper is Eminem. I mean, that guy. Oh my God, that guy blows me away every single time. He just, I mean, knocks it out of the park. Um, and then obviously rock, my all-time rock and roll singer is Ozzy Osbourne. That guy is he's great. He just I love that guy. But so again, music is definitely therapy. I know it's hard to wake up in the morning and feel like you can't, do it anymore. You can't even get out of bed or anything like that. But there's always something to live for, always something to look forward to. It could be anything from your pets to your kids to just a new album that's coming out or a new movie that's coming out or a new game or new something. There's always something uh, that to look forward to. So you just gotta, I don't know, you just gotta try to work on it, try to get rid of all the bad and negative thoughts, because there's nothing more powerful, nothing more important than your own thoughts and your brain. I mean, that's your engine of the that's what starts. So um, I definitely. A lot of people have lived through all kinds of stuff. I definitely have, and I think that during this pandemic, we could all uh, continue to uh, drive and just keep moving forward, and that's all we can do, and support each other and help just treat each other nice. I mean, that's all you gotta do, just treat each other. Kind of lend a hand if you feel like somebody needs it, or even if you need it, reach out to somebody. There's really uh, nothing to be embarrassed about. If you got a problem with addiction, if you have a problem with you know anxiety or depression, or if you feel like reach out to a close friend or family member, or a professional. I know a lot of people, they don't like going to professionals because they consider it people that they just don't know. But um, I've been going to counseling throughout my life, on and off, and it definitely has helped a lot. And I still go. I still see somebody today, and it helps. Um, so you just gotta reach out. You just gotta, and, if you're doing something, and if you don't like it, don't do it. Uh, and if you, but if you if you like it, then I don't know. I guess keep doing it. But you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is in the best of interest of yourself, and make sure that you're being safe about it, and that you're being smart about it. Don't do anything that's gonna get you in in a situation that you don't want to be. Uh, so yeah, but hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. It's my favorite time of the year. December, Christmas. I love that time of year. So that's what I look forward to now. It's Christmas. Christmas movies. Spend time with family. You know. I know a lot of people can't be together right now this year. I know that that's really difficult. Um, but you know the the way that today's technology is is unbelievable. I mean, we got Zoom, we got Skype, we got Facebook, Messenger, video chat, all kinds of stuff. So, definitely get on there with your family members. Stay connected, stay safe, and Merry Christmas.